Tampa Bay thing. I run Messengers of Hope Mission. I was started almost 11 years ago, and we are a mobile food pantry, and I'm going to share a little bit about that today. We feed, in the month of May, we broke a new record. We fed just over 12,500 people in 1 month. That is about 50 pounds of groceries, including frozen food, that goes out to each person. And we have been breaking records every month. It has gone higher and higher and higher. So I want to give some statistics here real quickly. In 2023, our budget was $78,000. We fed 44,000 people with that. Impressive, yes. In 2024, we had to raise our budget to $96,000. We fed 98.5 thousand people with that budget. This year, we've had to raise our budget again. We started at 120, we realized that was not going to be enough. We've raised our budget, and this is, of course, projected what'll come in, 140,000. With that, we will feed about 160,000 people. We have 8 locations, 6 in Pasco, 1 in Hillsborough, 1 in Pinellas, and we do it about 21 or 22 times a month. And any given pantry can have anywhere between 50 people show up to 400 or 500 people show up. So we have grown drastically in that time, and we started this in 2014 by giving out bag lunches. We made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, a bottle of water, a fruit snack, and a piece of fruit. And we gave that out. We started out with 12 bags a week. And God has just blown it up into this whole thing. Now, we are a Christian organization. We don't preach at anybody because we let our works show. If anyone is familiar with church history, there was a theologian, St. Francis of Assisi, who lived about 1,000 years ago, and he was very famous for saying, "Preach the gospel everywhere you go, and when necessary, use words." We want to live out the gospel. We want to give that food. And if you know Matthew 25:40, Jesus said, "Whatever you do the least of these, you've done to me, my brothers." That is the gospel in a nutshell. Going out there and sharing the love of Jesus in any way that you can and letting your light shine. And we don't go out, we don't preach at anybody, but I can't tell you how over the years how many people would come up and ask, "Why do you do this?" And when I share with them why we do it, they said, "Well, tell me about that." And I've had the opportunity to share the gospel without ever once proselytizing them, having them come and ask me. And I tell you, that is so much more effective than going out there and preaching at somebody. So we go out there and we love on people. We like I said, we have 8 different pantries. We're hoping to start another one soon to the deaf community in Pasco County, an actual pantry directed right towards them if we can get that going. But we need finances. So today, Al invited me and talked to the pastor and made sure it was okay. I am here today to share with Messengers of Hope. By the way, our mobile food pantry is outside. If you saw that big blue bus, we're going to have that available for you to check out after the service. And you can get a tour on that and see. That is what we take around to a lot of our locations, or we set up in a church much like you guys have here. And we need funding for that. That bus is an amazing bus that was donated by a Boy Scout. But even that needs work. We have to get a new computer for that bus. That's a $7,000 computer just to get that thing running. If you watch when he drives away, oftentimes it won't go into a gear and it has to be turned off and turned back on. Sometimes it'll do that while we're driving, and Steve has to put it in neutral, turn off the engine, coast, and turn it back on while he's going down the highway. That is a dangerous thing that we have to get fixed. So that computer is very important for us. I shared with you our budget, what we're doing, and something that I had an anonymous donor reach out to me, and he said, for every church that you go and speak at over the next 2 months, this was for June and July, he said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a matching donation. For $1 to $500, he's going to match that donation. For $501 to $1,000, he's going to do 2 times matching. And for $1,001 and up, he's going to do 3 times matching. So today, your giving could be much, much more powerful than you think. And you know what? God is going to multiply that even more. So I've got some forms here if you want. It has a QR code if you want to make an online donation. If you want to do cash or check, that's fine too. And of course, the number one things we need is prayer. We need volunteers. We need people to donate food. And of course, we need finances. And I will be after, Steve will be after here. We'll answer any questions that you may have. We'll be able to share. And if you are looking to volunteer, first, volunteer at your own church. Volunteer at this pantry. And if you want to do something or you can't go one of those days, come check out Messenger Hope. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. Check out our videos. Come join us and volunteer there. Thank you guys so much. God bless.
Hey, Rusty.